Tuesday, 8:03 a.m. Elias Reed unlocks his phone. He opens his banking app, and for a split second, he hesitates, because he already knows what he's going to see. Not zero, not overdraft, not disaster, just enough. Enough to survive, enough to keep showing up, enough to do it all over again next month. Across town, Mason Vale is doing the exact same thing. Different apartment, different car, different life, same feeling. That quiet panic, that invisible weight, because both men have been running the same race. Only one of them realizes it. You did everything right. You got the degree. You found the job. You showed up early. You accepted every promotion. You worked weekends. You sacrificed. And somehow, you're still one bad month away from feeling trapped. Nobody told you this would happen. Because the system doesn't reward freedom. It rewards participation. It rewards consumption. Every raise you receive comes with an invisible invoice. A bigger apartment, a newer car, more subscriptions, better vacations. A lifestyle that expands just fast enough to consume every dollar you earn. And one day you wake up and realize something terrifying. You're making more money than ever, but you don't own your time. You're not poor, but you're not free. And that's the most dangerous financial position in the world, because it looks successful. And by next Thursday, both Elias Reed and Mason Vale are going to lose their jobs. Only one of them will discover that freedom has nothing to do with income, and everything to do with what happens after the paycheck stops. Today isn't about budgets. It's not about cutting coupons. It's not about giving up coffee or canceling one streaming service. This is about something much deeper. It's about understanding why so many intelligent, hardworking people spend their entire lives running faster, only to stay in exactly the same place. Nobody wakes up and decides, I'm going to stay broke forever. That's not how it happens. The trap is much smarter than that. It happens in tiny upgrades. You get a raise. You celebrate. You deserve it. So you move into a nicer apartment. You buy a better phone. You upgrade your car. You eat out more often. Nothing feels irresponsible. Everything feels earned. That's why lifestyle inflation is so dangerous. It disguises itself as progress, because your quality of life improves, but your financial freedom doesn't. Imagine climbing a mountain while carrying a backpack. Every time you get stronger, someone adds another brick. You never notice the extra weight, because you're also getting stronger, until one day, you're exhausted, and you realize you've been carrying bricks your entire life. Most people think money buys things. It doesn't. Money buys options. Money buys time. Money buys the ability to say no. No to toxic jobs. No to panic. No to desperation. No to staying somewhere you hate because you can't afford to leave. Every dollar you spend today isn't just money leaving your account. It's time leaving your future. Think of every dollar as an employee. A tiny worker. Its job is simple. Go out into the world and bring back more dollars. Spend it on something that immediately loses value, and that employee disappears forever. Invest it, and it starts working for you. One employee becomes two. Two become four. Four become eight. Then something strange happens. Your money begins carrying part of the load. It starts buying pieces of your future, pieces of your freedom. The tragedy is that most people aren't broke because they don't make enough money. They're broke because every raise they receive immediately becomes an expense. Their income rises. Their lifestyle rises. Their stress remains exactly the same. And they mistake motion for progress. For years, Mason Vale believed every raise meant he had earned an upgrade. A better apartment, a better truck, a better lifestyle. Every improvement felt deserved. Every purchase felt like proof. Proof that he was moving forward. Proof that his hard work mattered. Proof that he was finally becoming successful. Meanwhile, Elias Reed did something nobody noticed. Every raise became a decision. Some of it improved his life, but some of it went to work, into investments, into savings, into a future version of himself he hadn't met yet. One man consumed his raises. The other recruited them, because every dollar is either being spent or being sent to work. The difference seems small at first, then months pass, then years, and those tiny decisions begin producing two completely different lives. Let's meet Mason Vale and Elias Reed. They both started working at the same logistics company in Columbus. Same week, same position, same salary, $54,000 a year. They sit 3 desks apart. At first, their lives are identical. They both bring lunch from home. They both complain about traffic. They both talk about getting ahead. They both dream about freedom. Then the raises start, and slowly, their paths begin to separate. Mason Vale celebrates. He leases a new Silverado. It's shiny. It's powerful. It smells like success. People notice. Coworkers stop him in the parking lot. Friends ask for pictures. Family members smile and say, "Look at you. You've made it." And for the first time in a long time, Mason feels like all those years of hard work meant something. The truck isn't transportation. It's evidence. Evidence that he's progressing. Evidence that he's winning. A year later, he moves into a nicer apartment. The building has a gym, a rooftop lounge, a coffee bar in the lobby. Again, people notice. Again, people congratulate him. Then come the new furniture, the upgraded phone, the weekend trips, the expensive dinners, the subscriptions, the credit cards. Nothing feels reckless. Everything feels normal. Everything feels earned. And from the outside, everything looks successful. Then there's Elias Reed. He's still driving his old Camry. The windshield has a crack. The paint is fading. The seats smell like college. His apartment is modest. His furniture doesn't match. His phone is 2 generations old. Nobody compliments his car. Nobody notices his restraint. Nobody asks him how much he has invested. Nobody says, "Congratulations on your emergency fund." Nobody posts pictures of automated contributions. Nobody celebrates financial discipline. Because invisible progress is hard to admire, and invisible progress is lonely, especially during the holidays. At the company Christmas party, everyone is talking. Someone bought a boat. Someone is upgrading houses. Someone just came back from Mexico. Mason Vale is surrounded by people. He's laughing, telling stories, showing pictures of his truck. The room responds. People clap him on the back. They call him successful. At the edge of the room stands Elias Reed, quiet, holding a paper cup of coffee, listening, smiling politely, with nothing exciting to contribute. Because nobody wants to hear about index funds. Nobody asks about Roth IRAs. Nobody wants to discuss emergency savings. No one gathers around to celebrate delayed gratification. And for a moment, Elias feels it. That feeling. The feeling that maybe he's doing life wrong. Maybe he should upgrade. Maybe he should loosen up. Maybe he should start looking successful. Because humans are social creatures. We want proof that we're moving forward. We want recognition. We want evidence. And when everyone around you celebrates consumption, discipline begins to feel like failure. But underneath the silence, something extraordinary is happening. Every month, Mason Vale needs more money to maintain his life. The truck payment, the apartment, the subscriptions, the insurance, the upgrades, the expectations. His lifestyle has become a machine that consumes income. Every raise creates another obligation. Every success creates another bill. Meanwhile, every month, Elias Reed needs slightly less. His emergency fund grows. His investments compound. His expenses remain stable. His money begins earning money. A little at first, then a little more, then a little more again. Nothing dramatic, nothing exciting, nothing Instagram-worthy, Just slow, boring, invisible progress. One man is building expenses. The other is building freedom. One receives applause. The other receives silence. For years, Mason genuinely looks like he's winning because consumption is visible. Freedom isn't. Nobody sees the emergency fund. Nobody sees the investments. Nobody sees the options being created. Nobody sees the floor being built beneath your feet. They only see the car, the watch, the apartment, the vacation. And that's why so many people spend years chasing the appearance of success while quietly becoming more fragile. The reason Elias survives isn't because he's smarter. It's because he eventually learns 5 rules almost nobody talks about. The first rule: defense comes before offense. Most people save whatever money is left over. There's never money left over. Life always finds a way to spend it. A dinner invitation, a sale, an upgrade, a vacation, an emergency. Money without instructions disappears, which means saving cannot be an afterthought. It has to happen first, before spending, before temptation, before life gets involved. Because discipline eventually gets tired. Systems don't. Automation doesn't. The second rule: compounding. The closest thing to a financial superpower that exists. Money earns money. Then the money it earns money. Then that money earns money. At first, the progress feels insignificant, almost disappointing. But compounding is strange. It rewards patience first, and speed later. For years, nothing seems to happen. Then suddenly, everything seems to happen at once. Small decisions begin producing outsized results. Tiny contributions become meaningful sums. And eventually, your money starts working harder than you do. The third rule: time. Time is the fuel that makes compounding work. Not intelligence, not perfect timing, not a secret stock, just time. The biggest advantage in investing isn't being the smartest person in the room. It's giving your money enough time to grow. Because money behaves like a tree. You plant it, you water it, you protect it. And for a long time, nothing seems to happen. Then one day, the roots are deep. The branches are wide, and the shade appears almost overnight. People look at the tree and say, "You're lucky." They don't see the years you spent planting. The fourth rule: leverage. Every wealthy person eventually discovers the same truth. You can only work so many hours. You can only take so many calls. You can only sit through so many meetings. Your energy has limits. Your time has limits. But assets don't sleep. Investments don't take vacations. Ownership continues working long after you've stopped. Businesses, stocks, real estate, intellectual property. These things keep producing value, even when you're not actively trading hours for money. The fifth rule. This is where everything changes. Consumers ask, "What can I buy?" Owners ask, "What can I own that will keep paying me?" Consumers see money as spending power. Owners see money as generating power. Consumers purchase things that demand maintenance. Owners purchase things that create options. The difference sounds small, but it creates entirely different futures. Because eventually, your life becomes a reflection of the questions you ask. One question creates dependence. The other creates freedom. Meanwhile, Mason Vale unknowingly follows another set of rules. Earn more, spend more, upgrade more, borrow more, repeat. Neither path feels dramatic. Neither path feels dangerous. In fact, both feel normal. That's the problem. The decisions that shape your financial future rarely feel important in the moment. They feel ordinary. A truck payment, a slightly nicer apartment, an expensive dinner, a small automatic investment, a transfer to savings. Tiny decisions, repeated thousands of times. Until one day, their consequences arrive all at once. Thursday, 9:12 a.m. There's a cardboard box sitting in the lobby. Nobody says anything. Nobody has to. Everyone knows. The air feels different. The conversations are quieter. People avoid eye contact. A few phones come out. A few nervous glances. And then, Mr. Whitaker walks into the conference room carrying a stack of envelopes. No speech. No smile. No small talk. His expression says everything. The room goes silent. He looks down at the paper, then calls the first name, Mason Vale. A long pause. Then the second, Elias Reed. By lunchtime, their careers at the company are over. Two men. Same salary. Same office. Same layoff. Completely different realities. Outside the building, Mason looks like someone has pulled the floor out from under him. Because they have. The Silverado payment is due next week. The apartment payment is due. The credit card bills are due. The subscriptions are due. The insurance is due. Every expense he built his life around still exists. Only the paycheck is gone. Suddenly, the truck doesn't feel like success. It feels heavy. The apartment doesn't feel luxurious. It feels expensive. Every bill feels like an alarm clock. Every notification feels like a threat. Every day without work feels catastrophic. For the first time in years, Mason realizes something terrifying. His lifestyle wasn't freedom. It was dependency. Then Elias Reed looks at his phone. Emergency fund. Investments. Cash reserves. 9 months of runway. For the first time that day, he takes a deep breath. Not because he isn't scared. He is. Losing your job is frightening. Losing certainty is frightening. Watching your future suddenly become unclear is frightening. But underneath the fear, there's space. He has options. He has time. He can think. He can breathe. He can say no. No to the first terrible offer. No to toxic environments. No to panic decisions. No to desperation. Because that's what money was always supposed to buy. Not status, not appearances, not applause, options. Financial freedom doesn't remove pain. It removes desperation, and that changes everything. 3 days later, it's Sunday night. Elias opens his investment account. The numbers move. A small gain. Nothing life-changing. But something strange happens. His money, earned money, without meetings, without commuting, without permission, without him, the machine kept working. And for the first time, he understands. This was never about becoming rich. It was about becoming resilient. Then his phone rings. It's Elena Reed, his mother. Her voice is shaking. There's been an emergency. She needs him. Immediately. And suddenly, none of the spreadsheets matter. None of the percentages matter. None of the investment charts matter. Only one question matters. Can he be there? Can he leave? Can he show up? Years ago, the answer might have been no. He would have worried about missing work, missing income, falling behind, keeping up with bills. But tonight, the answer is yes. He grabs his keys, gets into his old Camry, and drives. No panic, no calculations, no fear, just presence. Because money didn't solve the crisis. Money didn't prevent pain. Money didn't make life perfect. It simply removed the barrier. It gave him the freedom to be where he needed to be. And maybe that's what wealth actually is. Not the ability to buy more things, but the ability to be fully present when life asks something difficult of you. Mason Vale built an impressive lifestyle. Elias Reed built a foundation. The lifestyle looked better. The foundation held better. And when the storm arrived, only one of them had somewhere to stand. 6 months later, the old Camry is still in the driveway. The cracked windshield is still there. Nothing about Elias's life looks extraordinary. No luxury watch. No expensive truck. No social media posts about making it. Just a quiet morning. A cup of coffee. A notebook. And something he never had before. Time. Meanwhile, somewhere across town, Mason Vale is rebuilding. Slower, wiser, asking different questions. Not, what can I afford? But, what do I actually need? Not, what will impress people? But, what will give me peace? Because income can disappear. Appearances can collapse. Titles can be taken away. But a financial foundation stays with you. Nobody throws you a party for becoming financially free. Nobody notices. Nobody applauds. There is no trophy. One day, you simply wake up and realize something has changed. The numbers no longer control your emotions. Unexpected bills no longer destroy your peace. The future no longer terrifies you. You have breathing room, dignity, choice, freedom. And maybe that's why escaping the rat race is so strange. It doesn't end with a giant breakthrough. It ends quietly, with automatic investments, with boring decisions, with saying no to upgrades you can afford, with choosing ownership over appearances, with building a floor so strong that when life eventually tests it, you don't collapse. Because it will test it. For everyone. The layoff, the illness, the emergency, the unexpected phone call. The question is never if. The question is, when that day arrives, what will be waiting beneath your feet? A lifestyle or a foundation? Because one of them demands that you keep running. The other finally lets you stop. The people who become financially free often look like they're falling behind, right up until the moment everyone else realizes they were building something entirely different. They weren't building an image, they were building freedom. And maybe nobody noticed. But when the storm arrived, they were the ones still standing. Wealth isn't having more. Wealth is needing less. And freedom is being able to show up when it matters most.